This week on the show, we're discussing the Halo campaign remake coming to PlayStation, Remedy in trouble, and some big updates to Fallout 4, AC Shadows, Avatar, and Fortnite. I'm your host, Ewan, and I'm joined today by my fellow gamers and co-hosts, James.
Hello.
And Shannon.
Howdy, y'all.
And this is the Press Start Podcast, our weekly video game discussion podcast. Let's get on with the show. Halo is officially going multi-platform and heading to PlayStation, starting with a remake of the original campaign with newly added missions. Halo's community director, Brian Jarrard, even wore a PlayStation t-shirt during the announcement stream, saying, quote, "It's really a new era. Halo is on PlayStation going forward, starting with Halo Campaign Evolved." Firstly, bit of a hilarious name. I like that they've decided to call it this. Shannon, you've been able to play a little bit to get a bit of a sneak preview. Tell us what your impressions are based on what you've seen.
I think the original Halo is the one that I spent the most time with, back with obviously the original Xbox. A lot of multiplayer and co-op goodness with that was the original. Sure. Had split screen, didn't it? Co-op. Warthog fun and all the multiplayer fun as well. It's good. It's the same game. It's just obviously running on Unreal Engine 5 and looks a lot better when you look at comparison shots. In your mind, like this is how the game looked. It's one of those weird things, but like you go back and it like totally is different. I think they've said
even
it's
if
running
you look back
on
at like the Master Chief Collection, right? Like it's a notable improvement even on that.
Which there is a little bit of like you lose a bit of the personality, I think, with anything Unreal Engine 5, as we've discussed before. But yes, I think in terms of fair. Technicality, the cutscenes, like I've got like a full 11.1 surround sound, and like just listening to everything come through was incredible. And a moment when you drop on the beach was just a cool moment. So I'm glad that we are getting this and everyone is getting this.
Yeah, pretty crazy that it's making the jump over to PlayStation. It's kind of been rumored for a long time, I suppose. And I'm a little bit surprised that it hasn't happened sooner, but hey, we're nearly there now. Maybe the more surprising element of this is the kind of commitment to bring Halo to PlayStation kind of here on out, which maybe is more of a strategy for the multiplayer kind of side of thing. That's kind of assuming with like taking that implication from his comments, I suppose. But James, what do you make of this game, but then I guess where Halo goes from here?
When this first came across our desk, I was excited. I thought it was our big group desk that
the metaphorical desk.
Yes,
I love the idea that we all just like sit not at the same desk together
on this big square table. Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a really cool idea, and I think it's quite a robust remake. Like everything is there. They've added more stuff and the prequel missions. I think it's all really cool ideas.
Yeah,
I don't really like the look of this. I don't care enough to like tweet about it ad nauseum like a lot of people on the internet seem to. But I do feel like it doesn't look as good. I from a technical perspective, of course, it looks better. I just think like from an
doesn't have the same personality. You mean? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and I feel like that. Yeah, I do. That's how I feel. I don't want to. I know this was thrown around a lot when Resi 4 got remade. But I do feel like a lot of the soul has been kind of stripped of it a bit. The saturation isn't there. Like I don't know. It doesn't look as good to me. Just from an artistic standpoint. But
sure.
And then I also didn't realize this is just the campaign. I feel like multiplayer is such a big part of Halo. I feel like it's a little bit of a misstep to not include that in any way. I'm sure maybe they're not, because Master Chief Collection is probably coming with cross-platform support probably at some point in the future. But yeah, I think overall, it's good that they're not just, here's the game again with better graphics. There is some extra content there. But I don't know. I'm a little bit, I don't want to say I'm tired of remakes, because obviously I'm a Capcom fan and and even Konami now, the remakes are still coming. But I don't know. I'm not super excited about this. I think it's just because I maybe am a bit over Halo anyway. I think they had a chance to get me back with 5 and Infinite, and they didn't.
Do you think
But-
this is more for the original fans or new fans, like on PlayStation, or maybe those that just played the original and haven't played anything since?
I think a lot of people have nostalgia for the original, right? Like I would consider. I mean, I played the first 3 quite a lot. But
I think a lot of people that are predominantly PlayStation players have even like played Halo, right? Like be it at a friend's
like at a friend's house or at high school or whatever.
I feel like it did the circuits on back in the
World
days when
Tour.
you went to your friend's house and played video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like back in those
or
days.
like
especially
me, it was
the
the kind
co-op
of sole
stuff.
reason you had an Xbox. Like I bought a 360 like late in the consoles generation when I could get one pretty cheaply to just play Halo. And I know not everyone will have had that luxury, but I do feel like there's quite a fair few people out there that have maybe kind of jumped over some of the hurdles to play the Halo games, just given the kind of cultural impact that they've had.
Yeah, I think I mean you can't deny the cultural impact of Halo. You also can't deny the cultural decline of Halo either. So
No.
like I think maybe this is a really smart way to kind of go back to basics and get the team. I mean, I feel like 343 has had enough chances personally, but to get the team up and running with new tech or whatever to make a new game. But yeah, I don't know, guys.
It does
I
feel
don't want to be so
like-
negative on it, but it doesn't. I don't love this approach to remakes personally.
And it does kind of feel like that no one had a good enough new idea that they were like, well, let's just, unless while they were kind of getting up to speed with Unreal Engine and stuff, they wanted to go back and just kind of like familiarize themselves with like the engine whilst working on something they otherwise understood. And I like that they've kind of taken the opportunity to maybe modernize the design of some of the levels a little bit, or at least kind of fresh them so that people returning to the game might be a third, fourth time.
Missions as well. So like I think that this
Yeah.
makes sense. Like given
I
think it
guarantee
just makes
It's
sense.
not
those
a
prequel
not a
missions
ground up remake. Though.
won't be good.
I think it's unfair to say that.
It pretty much is. Like I feel
It's
like
a
they've
remake,
completely
just
redone
not in-
cutscenes and voice
there's
work
like 9
and
new weapons and
Th-
sprinting.
I
and,
would
like,
not
aiming
call
down
this
sights.
a ground up remake. I think obviously the concept is similar to the original
It's not
game,
like a
but-
reimagining. Like
But
it's
yeah,
more of a
sorry,
remake.
maybe
I think
that's
it's gonna be
remake
one
what
to
I
one.
mean. Like it doesn't feel.
think-
I don't feel like this equates to an RE4 kind of style thing or an RE.
No, I don't think it's like that at all. I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to incorporate new content, like weave it in and stuff. I should like clarify. Like, I don't have anything against Unreal Engine 5. Like I think, Silent Hill F recently is a really good example of how you can use that engine and really strong art design to kind of create something that is quite like good looking. But yeah, I don't know. I just think where this kind of push towards realism, where we kind of strip away like the color and I want to say the hard edges. I don't know. It's just
Is this kind of
sort
going back to similar sort of criticism we had of Metal Gear?
of Delta. Yeah,
Delta,
literally.
yeah.
I just made that link myself. Like, I feel like it's the same kind of thing. And I know that for some people that is going to be a plus for them. There are some people who just cannot play old games for some reason. And I also like, why can't we get an Unreal Engine 5 remake of Deus Ex that looks like this if we're going to be going this far? Like, I just can't help but be upset about that. Still.
Just coming back to the point about like whether it needs to exist, I don't know what else they could do apart from like this. I don't think they're going to.
I mean, they could do Halo 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not. That's
Halo,
this
a
makes
new
more
bring the
sense.
Master Chief
like some
Collection
kind of
to console
No.
and not remake the thing.
Nah, it's
Or
done.
you've
It's
got the
done.
template there with the Sarge missions, a prequel or something. I don't know, like literally anything else.
No, this makes sense to bring it to PlayStation at first. I think as a first thing to like try and maybe no one will care. Maybe this will flop, and then what's the point in doing another game? Like that's not going to happen. I don't think if this doesn't set the world on
Do
fire.
we know how Gears went?
Yeah. I think
mean,
it
is there any
sold
data
pretty
for
well. Wasn't there that story at the time that Xbox were like the largest publisher or getting the most sales of any publisher on the console? I think that was around the time of Gears. It wasn't solely Gears. I think Sea of Thieves might have also been contributing to that as well. But
this is their only play. If like this and Gears can't do well on PlayStation and make games profitable, like what else are they going to do? Realistically, there's literally no other option for them.
yeah, I suppose in answering my own question, maybe it would have just been a little insufficient had they brought over the Master Chief Collection, like maybe
I think that
this day and age on the tech that is the PS5, is the Xbox Series X. People would have been a little bit underwhelmed by the presentation of that. Even still, I just reckon Halo would have had the cut through that didn't necessitate, this extra sticker price or this kind of time that's been put into this. That being said, I do appreciate that they've taken the opportunity to add some new kind of content into it. Co-op is there, which is I think crucial as well. I'm a little bit surprised too that maybe like Halo Infinite isn't coming across at the same time to like maybe spur along that multiplayer and kind of inject a player base back into that as well.
Again, I just
but
think
maybe
it's
that
like,
follows soon after this.
I just think it's too risky. I think this is a smash. This is like a home run. Like if you played the original Halo and you're playing this with a mate online with co-op, like you're going to have a good time for the 6 to 8 hours. I think if someone picks up Infinite on a PlayStation and pays $100 and it's just not what they remember Halo as, like you're losing them forever.
Are you suggesting it's just like the novelty of this being on PlayStation that gets people across the line?
No, I just think that there's a lot of people that don't have an Xbox or a PC. So, like, where would they play this if it wasn't on PlayStation? I think that this is going to open the door to a lot of people playing Halo again from a nostalgia point of view. And then I think you build on that. I don't even think you bring over Infinite, to be honest.
Maybe it's for the first time.
I think you just kind of do whatever's next, or maybe you look at some multiplayer is the hard one. I can understand why they didn't do multiplayer for this because I feel like that is like quite an undertaking where what they're doing isn't. It's a lot of work, but it's not heaps and heaps and heaps of work. So I don't know what they'll do, like whether they'll bring maybe Infinite over for multiplayer or just like work on whatever's next. But it's a big moment. I think it's with Gears, Forza, and Halo all coming within a 12-month period. I think that is obviously Xbox's multi-platform now, well and truly.
Yeah. I do think the potential of like the next Halo game coming to kind of being a multi-platform release, could be huge. But to James's point, like it would have been huge if it was Halo 4 back in the day, but kind of given we've had kind of some pretty subpar Halo games between the kind of Bungie trilogy and today, it's I just don't think.
I just think like your most dedicated Halo fans, are the people who bought Xboxes for Halo. They've fumbled it twice with like 5 and Infinite. Like, what hope is there if those people?
I mean, I guess to Shannon's point, like this is hopefully this is them winning over new hardcore fans. But I'm just not convinced it.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't know if Xbox is going to exist if we're all agreeing. Then what do they have if like Halo Gears aren't hitting?
I think that's overly pessimistic.
And like canceling everything else.
I think they have a platform and services that is like unmatched.
Yeah, but it's not accounting for anything.
What do you mean? Like, what are you saying?
So that like they're clearly not happy. If that was leading to the profits they wanted, we wouldn't have Halo, Gears, and Forza on PlayStation. So clearly, I agree. I wrote in my ROG LAX review today that the way they do cloud saves and buying and like it's all unmatched, but it's not resonating. Like how many people do you know playing like Xbox Cloud gaming on their TV apart from one person?
Well, I think it's just like I think the problem that they've really got is they lost the worst generation there was to lose, right? When everyone was building their digital libraries, and now people are kind of like very attached to their PlayStation ecosystems. It's kind of playing like where their friends are is a huge factor. And I think like Xbox is a really uphill battle to try and win people over. And the best way to do that is through kind of unmissable content, I would argue. And you could make the case that the buck stops with Halo. I don't think it does. I think they've kind of added enough to their content slate, and their acquisitions have obviously been a way to do that. That there are more strings to their bow than just Halo, and I think there's evidence in that the last 3 Halo games haven't been great, and it's not already all fallen over. That being said, if this does kind of cut through enough to win people back to Halo and get people excited about it again, such that Halo 6 stands a better chance of like being a big sort of moment, or whatever the sub follow up to Halo Infinite is, then great. But yeah, I don't think Xbox's fate like live or dies on the success of Halo.
I feel like it does a little bit. I
But
think
I mean,
Halo
people
will
are
be-
excited
they
for
haven't had a
Fable
successful
coming
Halo.
out.
I feel like they haven't had a successful Halo since Xbox One. So like,
No,
and they're
what
still
has happened
around.
since Xbox One?
Do you reckon that's all because of Halo 5 and Halo Infinite?
I think it's a big part of like not having successful Halo and Gears games. Because what else? What are the big successes games wise?
I disagree. I'm sorry.
What are the people answer the question?
Well, Forza
'cause
continues to be really good. Like
it's just not.
We haven't
I just
had a
don't
bad
think
Forza.
Yeah, I agree, but it's on PlayStation. I just think that's that's opened up now. I feel I'm not being negative just to be an asshole. I'm just being realistic. Like
I never once insinuated
the Outer
that.
Worlds 2 Keeper and Ninja Gaiden 4 drop in the last week, and James and I were chatting. Like that's 3 like good games in 1 week, but you just don't feel like it ever moves the needle in any kind of way for them.
Yeah, which I think goes back to like PlayStation just remains people's preferred platform, and a lot of that is just because they're kind of behind on in that sense.
Yeah, it's not an Xbox issue. Like everyone's failing at the moment. Like nothing is successful, right? Unless you're like Fortnite or a very select handful of AAA games. Like you're not doing well. Like that's just
I do think
the
like the
reality at the moment.
benchmarks of success have like shifted big time, and people haven't really planned for that.
No.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Halo,
to a point,
think
like
it
Xbox
can't-
is
it can't
lacking a
hurt.
system seller, and that used to be Halo for sure.
And Gears, yeah. But I
yeah.
think this could put Halo back on the map. I think it's just about bringing it to a new audience, because I don't think their audiences are coming to Xbox. That is my point. Like they're not. Even if the next Halo is a 10, like you're not going to get the conversion that you need. So I think this is the play. And
so do you
it's
think like
their
this
only play,
comes out,
so why not do
PlayStation
it?
fans go, wow, this Halo game's actually pretty incredible after all, and then they all buy Xboxes for the next Halo? Do you think that's the play?
No, I don't. But I don't think that they know that, right? Like that's not like a bait and switch where it's like, oh, now Halo's never coming to PlayStation. Like I think this is it.
Yeah.
We all agree with that. Like I think even if Gears E-Day isn't day 1, I think it's coming to PlayStation at some point.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think they're going to continue to make the case for, like, the extended Xbox ecosystem, and I don't think that's tied to hardware. I think that'll be wherever you can, they say everything's an Xbox now. I think they want to try and make the case for you being a part of that world as much as possible. And I can imagine them, like, using a bit of exclusivity to kind of drive that, and bringing stuff over to PlayStation,
I can see that
here and there, just to give people like a taste of what they're otherwise missing out on in the Xbox world.
I don't think that's
What's the point?
plan.
What's the point in that? Because I just don't. People don't want 3 consoles. Like you don't want a PlayStation, an Xbox, and a Switch. I just think there's not enough room for
why.
3
Why have they not just become
anyone's life.
like a games publisher then and moved away from Game Pass? Why are they still making hardware?
Well, they have to the back Game Pass. I do think this is literally what's happening though. Like the next Xbox is going to be a PC, right? And like they have to keep making Windows and PCs.
So I guess
Sorry,
I
haven't been able to see you this whole podcast, you, and so it feels like I'm just arguing with nobody.
Have you not? Okay, is your internet not fallen
We
over?
can continue. I don't know what it is.
So do you think
continue.
the sell for Game Pass then just becomes you can get all of these games for one neat bundled subscription here? Otherwise, day and day you're going to get everything on Xbox, on PlayStation as well. You can pay the full price over on PlayStation. Otherwise, you can be a Game Pass subscriber. Oh, and Game Pass isn't available on PlayStation.
If someone plays Halo, the campaign involved, which is an awful name, by the way, and they like Halo, they're more likely to go and buy an Xbox or PC with Game Pass than they were if they didn't play this, because they were never going to buy an Xbox to play it. Like, that's the point, I think. James, I don't know if James is disagreeing or he's just grumpy. Like, it's hard to know.
So I think we're making the same argument. I think we're actually agreeing with each other.
Okay, I'm not going to say no chance. I think they're going to win more people over by putting it on PlayStation and Switch 2. I think they need to hurry up with Switch 2 stuff, because like that's just yeah.
Yeah.
could be a wildfire for them. Like Forza on Switch 2, like could easily sell 1 million copies again. And why wouldn't you want that if you're Xbox?
Yeah. I think like in a case where like a game has kind of like underwhelmed a little bit or like doesn't have the community that you need to support it, like it makes sense to take it multi-platform. And like PlayStation have been savvy enough to do that with Helldivers, right? Like they've taken that to multiple platforms as well in order to kind of keep that community healthy. Like I think that's how you make that kind of game work. So yeah, I sort of do hope that multiplayer at least becomes kind of a multi-platform sort of thing. But yeah, like I can't see Xbox kind of like passing up the opportunity to drive people towards their ecosystem in some sort of way. Honestly, maybe it is that it just stays at a price point where it is the more cost effective like means of playing these games. That might be sufficient.
Yeah.
It's anyone's guess. I guess it remains to be seen how it plays out.
I think it's, yeah.
Or maybe even Halo is like the one that just gets people interested in what Xbox are up to, and then it's the rest of their releases that kind of do that heavier lifting.
Regardless, I think this is a good move because like I had like at least 10 people message me excited as PlayStation fans to play it. And I just don't think they would have cared if it was just Xbox. And that is, again, just the reality, not my opinion.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think like the big...
Speak with your mouth, not your eyes.
I can't. Yeah.
You're just not leaving a lot of room open for discussion. And I love how you say it's the reality when it's your sample size is 10 people.
10 people anecdotally. Like, yes, that is the reality.
Well, look,
I mean, it's your reality.
With Phil,
I am not going
like,
to dispute that.
If it's
I'm
like,
not, I don't
the
care.
reality is they're bringing it to
enough.
PlayStation, so there's data there. Yeah. We're on a podcast talking about games.
Yeah, I agree. But like, you know.
I don't care either. I think it's their only move. It's nice, the smart move.
Shannon, it's really nice that you're engaged with the podcast for once. That's a nice
you're
change.
Not speaking. Ewan is
because
a black
I'm
screen.
giving you the floor.
Brody's like messaging me about his computer that doesn't work apparently. So it's a one-man show at this point.
I love how last week it was me really stressed, James really stressed. This week it's Shannon just seems so like worked up, and I'm not really sure why.
Who knows at this point?
I don't know either. I mean, I'm excited. We're going to be playing Halo on... no, I haven't. We're going to be playing Halo on PlayStation, and we can co-op the campaign. That's exciting as PlayStation fans.
I'm really excited about it. Like, I'll take any excuse to play Halo again. That like the first game, just like the nostalgia that it has for me, maybe a bit more Halo 2. And yeah, I'm excited that like I'm going to get to relive it again. Yeah, I'm just like, I think I'd be more excited if there was a little bit more on the cards here. And the tease is exciting that Halo is going to have more of a feature on PlayStation. But like, there isn't really kind of much new here for me to kind of dive into. Yes, there are some new missions. I can't imagine, like, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised, but I just can't imagine to be like terribly substantial. Is it going to be fun for me to kind of play this game with people that I haven't been able to play like it with before? Yes, for sure. But yeah, like I don't know. There's just, I think if it was a bigger announcement, there was like a whole like influx of Halo stuff landing on PlayStation. It was the whole kind of suite there. Great. But like, otherwise I kind of feel like it's just a bit of a money-making sort of opportunity
to just be like dropping suites of
like the Master Chief Collection exists. Like we've had that value
with
bundle before, and like
I just
this
don't think
is
it's enough
just the one thing.
Excited.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's for us, to be honest.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm going to lean hard into the novelty of this. This episode's going to be titled, like, Halo's coming to PlayStation. I'll make a big song and dance to that in the thumbnail. Don't get me wrong. Like, that is a grabby headline, because we never thought it would be possible. But, yeah, like,
if this stealth dropped...
It feels too little, too late.
On Saturday or Sunday. You both would have played it, surely, with a friend over the weekend.
Nah.
No, because there's new games coming out that I don't have the time
about this
to
30
play.
minutes later than next. Let's move on.
What's the problem? We can't just move on because people disagree with you.
It was a question. Will
I just think,
Xbox
like,
is doomed? I'm calling it.
We all have different levels of experience with games. So, like, I think naturally some people are going to be excited about this game that's been remade twice already and has been available for a long time, and some people aren't. I feel like that's a reasonable thing to say.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
We will
happens.
see.
Settle the debate in the comments. Dive in there and tell us which side of this heated argument you land on.
Yeah. I just don't. A new Halo game coming to PlayStation, I don't think would have hit the same.
Yeah,
I
but
think we'll have that moment. But
imagine
if
even if they just like kind of teased it with this and said, and like there's
we'd
a new
have
Halo
no
game
faith.
on the way.
Like we would just
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a fair point. Maybe we'd be like,
I think the way
great,
they just
another
like released
Halo flop.
Infinite and then like dropped the split screen and then like kind of just did nothing with it. It's just Halo's in a weird spot generally. Which
But
we can all agree on.
imagine if this was the announcement that's like cooperative kind of split screen is coming, and if you've got an Xbox, we're going to let you play with your PlayStation friend, that kind of thing. Like, I think there's just a bit of a missed opportunity here. Is the point I'm trying to make.
We can't
Which
have
is
it
fair.
all.
Thank you, James. This is a rare dynamic. I'm not usually it's Shannon and
He's
I
just being a
against
smart
James.
ass.
I don't.
I'm not
be
being a
messaging
smart
me
ass.
afterwards saying, "Oh, that fucking idiot Ewan, what was he going on about?"
Oh,
No, we're all saying the same thing, just in different ways. I think.
If this is your first time listening to the podcast, I just want to reassure you that the three of us get along swimmingly. It's not. This is a rare argument.
James
Well,
is just
not
upset
rare, but
because, like,
it's always good human.
What is his position on the podcast now as like an
What is that-
Xbox fanboy? Like, it's over.
but that's not even my
What are you
position. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
That's
I
over.
play all my video games everywhere. Like, I mean, how many times have I said to you, like, let's play a game, Shannon, and then it's only on
Should
Xbox?
we
You're
let's
like,
compare
nah,
your trophies
I don't want to
and
plug. I don't want to
achievements,
plug
shall
my
we?
Xbox in. Like,
Correct.
that's
As I
the
said,
reality of the situation.
No one has
Like,
enough HDMI
so
ports
this
for
is
3
good for-
consoles.
there's at least 4 on a TV. Like, surely
Yeah.
with all the TVs
my,
you have,
my sound bar, my Foxtel. That leaves
See,
2 other ports.
Foxtel. So you're happy to keep your Foxtel, but your Xbox.
Correct.
It
In
doesn't
case
get
Real
plugged in.
Housewives of
Like,
Melbourne
what
comes
year
back,
is it?
I'm waiting. I'm keeping my subscription alive.
This is,
for
but
that.
this is like my whole point
So
is
rogue.
like I'm not somebody who is like, oh yeah, it's not. I don't want to play it on that console. I'll just play it wherever it is.
Oh well,
Like
I am.
you're like that, yeah. So
My
like, yeah,
time's
you're
limited
happy to be
and
excited.
precious.
Oh yeah, because it makes
Exactly, and
it plays
I
so
win.
much
We
slower.
won as
I mean,
PlayStation
if
fans.
you've
and
always-
this
we have it
attitude
all.
is so shitty. Like,
Why? I didn't make the
we
decision.
won.
Take it up. with-
Like, what do you
No,
mean? No
Not
one
we
won.
as a war,
You're
as
so
in like
fucking
we won in the
stupid.
fact that we can.
I can't.
The best part of this is I still can't see you, so I don't even know.
James, can you see me? Is my
Yeah,
video
I
coming
can.
through to you? Okay,
Totally
all right.
fine.
Just know that I'm sat here in bewildered disbelief,
yeah.
Shannon. I've just got no idea what's going on. I'm
We
meant
should
to be
move on.
keeping this show on the tracks. I've honestly got no idea how to do it anymore.
We needed Brody here to talk about Halo, but it is a massive deal. I just think it is. It's a huge deal, just in the face of gaming, I think.
I think, yeah, all said and done, this is going to be the best way to play what is your best entry point into the Halo series, and the fact that it now on PlayStation is pretty monumental. Like, I don't want to take away from that. I just wish it was the kind of lead to sort of like a bigger announcement, and there was maybe like a little bit more on offer for PlayStation fans.
We're repeating
That's what
ourselves
I'm
now,
saying.
so let's
I
just
am
move
repeating
on.
myself.
Yeah, you move
That's-
on.
All right, let's talk about Remedy instead now. Their CEO has stepped down with, quote, immediate effect, just 2 weeks after the company had to issue a profit warning because of their new game, FBC Firebreak, having weak sales. James, I'm going to come to you first on this one. Do you have much concerns for Remedy at this point in time?
I don't really know. Maybe I feel like. I mean, it feels like. I mean, but then at the same time, I'm like, what were you fucking expecting with a like
For the
FBC
game.
fiber? Do you know what I
FBC,
mean?
yeah.
Like I don't understand why they thought that they could make this happen. Yeah, I do feel like the news that comes out about them is almost like every game seems to like just get funded or like just get over the line, and I don't feel like that's probably not in the best place to be. I mean, even though all of their games are artistically super strong, they obviously don't sell incredible amounts especially when like I look at say Epic with Alan Wake and how much investment they probably made into that. I don't think they got a return on that as much as they wanted. Yeah, like I obviously do worry. I worry about all devs who aren't, you know, the giant AAA conglomerates and stuff. Like I think these are
Even
the
those
games
I
that
worry about.
Huh? What?
Even those I worry about. We
Yeah,
just had
I
a
mean,
whole
yeah,
segment
true.
arguing about Xbox.
Yeah, well,
Was
absolutely.
this?
But
Who was this
I don't.
published by? I can't remember. It was self-published, wasn't it?
Yeah,
FBC Firebreak.
Yeah,
they got
and
Game
then
Yeah.
Pass
versus
deals
PlayStation
and
Xbox.
PlayStation deals, so like they made some
Yeah.
money back in that way. But yeah, like these are the games that I love to play. Like these are the games that I still love. So like to think that there might be a dev. I mean, this doesn't. We should be clear. Like this happening doesn't necessarily mean that they're closing. But I mean, I don't know. It could be a bad sign. You never know.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any immediate cause for concern. I mean, I was a little bit concerned when they like announced all these new projects that they sort of had in the pipeline. And definitely like stepping into multiplayer as well, and the way they did with FPC Firebreak, it didn't really feel like it was playing to their strengths, but at the same time, they'd kind of proved how talented that they were a studio, and I kind of had the belief that they could kind of make anything really that they set their minds to. For the record, I really enjoyed FBC Firebreak. I think it was perhaps like a little bit light on content or sticking power. It maybe kind of didn't make obvious enough like what the kind of loop was and how that was going to expand in like the early sort of phases of the game. And so, yeah, I think I kind of struggled to really sort of find the audience, but I think that was always going to be an uphill battle. And I think you've got to have like a really kind of hot sort of idea to kind of cut through into that sort of more multiplayer live service space at the moment. I would have much rather they do an Alan Wake 3 or some other like a Control 2. I mean, those are obviously all on the way, but had they been able to concentrate their time and their resources towards that instead, that might have been a savvier decision to make, but it's always in hindsight, right? But yeah, they seem to have like no issue in kind of attracting investment partners. Hopefully people continue to sort of believe in them and supporting their projects as they should, because Alan Wake 2 was one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game. Was that last year? The year before last?
It was 2 years ago now.
2 years ago now, yeah. So yeah, I think they make really special games with the occasional misstep, but yeah, I would love to see them continue making kind of games from now into the distant future as well. What about yourself, Shannon? Have you got any particular kind of wishes from Remedy? Is there anything you'd like to see them do differently?
I mean, I think they've had 0 for 2 multiplayer games in recent times with FBC and what was the other one?
Multiplayer games. Am I forgetting one?
Yeah, they had that. Did they maybe they didn't do the multiplayer portion of it? That weird 10-cent game.
Help me. The Crossfire. They did the campaign for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, regardless, they've had a few flops for whatever reason, and I think Alan Wake 2, like obviously incredible game. Alan Wake 1, also incredible game. But yeah, even Alan Wake 2, like I think it just met like their budget or whatever, right? Like they just broke even like recently, which again, it just I think. Not to take it back to the Halo conversation, but it's like we know how hard it is to do AAA games, especially these story-driven games where you get people in once and that's kind of it. But then, so I can understand why they want to try their hand at multiplayer because like that is a great way to make money as a dev, but I think it's not working for them. And like a game like FBC, like you can see that it wasn't going to work right until it launched, right? Like there was just no buzz around it. No matter how many times we saw it.
Yeah, do you think they lose people just by like how kind of weird and convoluted like their games and their world kind of is? And I think the interconnect.
I feel like when you jump into FBC, I don't know what it's like now, but when you jumped into it, it didn't tell you anything. Like it just chucked you in, and there was like all these status effects and different things that aren't typical for this type of game. So like, I feel like it was just really poorly designed from that perspective.
Yeah, they acknowledge that, and I think they have kind of changed the onboarding of the game in light of that feedback. But
which is
first
just
impressions
too late,
matter,
right? Like,
right?
Yeah, if you're not coming out of the gate, you're very rarely finding your way back. But yeah,
I think
don't know.
reviewers struggled to understand like what was going on with it too, which I think impacted scores.
It
I
is
kind of
scary
hope-
because if you're not making money with a game like Alan Wake 2 that did it win Game of the Year? And it won like lots of Game of the Year awards
Certainly,
regardless,
yeah.
right? And was like a lot of tens. And like if that can't make money, I don't really. Yeah, it's a hard one for Remedy without being bought out, and even then that doesn't really change anything in terms of like a studio and making money. I don't know what they can do.
I think like Max Payne will bring some money in for them. Like I feel like that's a brand that has a little bit of nostalgia behind it, and it's like
and Rockstar
two games in one, and Rockstar,
well, right?
yeah, and then obviously Control 2. Like I don't know how that. I feel like the first Control was quite clever in how it was quite low budget, but it kind of hit it in a clever way with how the art direction works in that game. So I feel like that's quite. I don't know. I think they could do. I think the next two projects, which are those two, will do quite well comparatively.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, I hope with Control 2 as well, because like I think that might explain why Alan Wake 2 didn't do so well. Like it was so long between the first and the second, and kind of had this like complex kind of storyline. Like that's kind of what I remember people like describing as anecdotally, that it maybe deterred a few people that didn't want to dive in and give it something new. Like I remember my conversation with you, James. I hadn't played the first Alan Wake. I still haven't. I was just like, can I like read some material and just dive into 2? And I did that, and it worked out just fine. But that might be too big a barrier of entry for some people, and I hope they don't fall foul to that with Control 2 as well. Like maybe don't even call it Control 2, like Control : something, and take it in a bit of like a different direction, such that it can be like a pretty kind of welcoming entry point. But yeah, I kind of feel like they need something like that to really kind of break through to some sort of mainstream success, like Horizon or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, it deserves to be. Like their games are exceptional. Their characters are great. Their stories are great. I think like the mechanics, especially in Control, are a lot of fun. So I want to see that. I want to see them land the plane there. Speaking of landing the plane, let's keep going with this podcast and discuss Fallout's 10th anniversary. They're releasing a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition on November 11th for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's set to bundle all 6 DLCs and over 150 pieces of Creation Club content as well. And it's coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2026. Shannon, does this tempt you to dive back into a bit of Fallout?
I think so. Fallout 4, I played 3 in New Vegas. Like 3 is like my top 3 game of all time. Fallout 4 just lost me a little bit. So I feel like I probably would play it on Switch too, but in saying that, I could play it on the heap of handhelds that I have at the moment and haven't. So maybe not. But I think this is one of those games that will just do well on Switch, right? Like Skyrim did on the original Switch. It's a no-brainer move. And I know there was a bit of shade on these, but I'm just glad to see Fallout being celebrated in any way, because obviously it is a very, very, very popular franchise and the TV show was fantastic. So I'm glad that they're at least giving it some attention across the board.
Yeah, I think I dived into a bit of Fallout 4 at the time the show came out, because I had like such a hankering to get back into that world. And I played a lot of it when it came out. Like it was in many ways like my kind of big Fallout, because 3 in New Vegas like passed me by a little bit as I was a bit younger. I did go back and play Fallout 3, I think, in preparation for 4.
For me, it was like the base building and stuff that lost me. Like I didn't love the settlement stuff in 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I would be kind of keen to dive back into it. I'm sure by the time the season 2 rolls around again, I'll feel that same temptation. What about yourself, James? More what about it coming to the Switch 2? Does that excite you much?
No.
I think it's great. More Fallout games I've played already before.
I liked Fallout 3. I liked New Vegas. 4 I liked, but it was like a bit more of the same. Yeah, I don't really.
What are the latest rumors about New Vegas? Is that materializing anytime soon, do you think?
What do you mean?
Well, there was talk about a remake of it, right?
There was a 3,
right?
A 3
I just
remake.
feel like this is another brand that Xbox isn't managing properly. Like, I feel like there should be something more than than a repackage with mods. That you know, I just
at the same time we want Elder Scrolls 6 like that needs to
I don't know. I just think in the world of support studios and satellite studios and stuff, like it kind of shocks me that they haven't done anything with even just a current gen port of New Vegas or something. Like I know it's not the most perfect game from a technical standpoint, but from a role playing standpoint, there is no Fallout game better than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe instead of closing some studios and making more people redundant, they should
put those studios
redirect
on
those teams to something like that.
I don't know. I don't. I feel like I have been like super down on Xbox this episode, especially. But it just feels like such a nothing burger of announcements. I completely agree with the main sentiment there. Like, yeah, and I'm sorry if like.
I mean, for diehard Fallout fans, I'm glad there is some kind of like. I mean, it's just more shit to buy, I guess. But there's like but
that's the thing, like
collector's edition coming out.
It's just the same shit again. And I think even that statue is like a reprint of something that's already come out before. Just like a slight variant. It's giving like.
I think I more meant I was just shocked there was anything. To be honest, like that was my level of expectation.
Yeah.
So but then I don't know. Is that like really a win?
I'm a diehard fanboy for The Last of Us, right? Every time Outbreak Day rolls around and they announce, "Hey, here's some new statue and like art print that you can buy, or like a skateboard signed by the cast, whatever," I'm like, "Yeah, cool, this is sick." So for those people, like, I get it, but
I agree.
For the rest of us,
like in terms of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. All those people have already played that game and probably have already experienced that Creators Club content already in some way. And it's like
on the same console as well, I guess.
The Switch 2 stuff is exciting, I think. Like just as a Nintendo fan, and Fallout is big now, like bigger than ever.
I guess. I guess. But
what do you want, sweetie?
Well, I don't. So okay, I know that like you have a vested interest
Fallout
in this, but like I
Switch
just don't.
Like it's the first Fallout game on a Nintendo console. Like again, that is
cool, and it's like a year away. Like I don't like who fucking cares?
I agree with that. That
again,
should be like
another
now,
fumble.
Today.
Like it should be today.
But is
or
that
like
Nintendo's fault though for not giving them dev kits? Like that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, probably. I agree.
Correct.
But they also, I mean, Bethesda had Switch 1 dev kits for Skyrim. They could have been working on Fallout 3, like, as an example or something. Like, I feel like you could be doing something. And Fallout 3 was the better received game.
You heard it here first, Todd. Get your fucking hand out of your ass.
I actually think he should. Like, if we're being honest, like, what is he fucking doing?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Correct.
Making Elder Scrolls 6, which we all
want
him
he's not.
to do.
He's making fucking Starfield DLC.
I don't think he is. Yeah.
I don't believe.
When's that coming to PlayStation?
That game is in active development. I don't know what you're talking about.
Active is doing a lot of heavy lifting, I feel. And especially.
I agree. Like Fallout 3. Is so
and he's
good.
like, we have other games coming, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't even put out 2 games, let alone adding more to I don't know. I just think they are a shadow of their former self, which like upsets me because I loved those games. They were such a huge part of that gen for me.
You can't play those games on PS5, right? So like that is a massive big deal.
Well, you can. You can play the PS4 version.
Of Fallout 3,
not Vegas.
Oh, sorry, not Fallout. Sorry, I was thinking 4. Yeah.
No, 4. Yeah, Fallout 3. Like, I think that would just do so well. I just think again, I don't know how much you remake it, but just like let us play them on current consoles.
It also just shocks me that 76 didn't have a next gen update already. Like that got announced as well, and I was like,
Well, this is all the stuff we were talking about when the show landed. That they didn't have like prepped. They didn't have that like ready to go with the timing of that.
I should say, like, to their credit, the fact they've turned 76 around, I give them that. I mean, I don't know if they have truly turned it around. I'm sure it's making money. They wouldn't be doing updates.
They're trying to make it happen.
I mean, I feel
like it's what I dived back into it a lot whenever the series came out, and I thought they'd done a good job. It didn't grab me when I first played it, but they had kind of really changed the kind of onboarding process and those sort of phases of the game. I'd put a fair few hours into it.
Again, I just don't know what happened with games to the point that we were getting like these games every 2 years, and now it's like nothing. And I just, again, to James's point, I don't blame this on Xbox. I don't think it would be any different either way. But Fallout is like one of the biggest gaming franchises. Like every time I've written about it on Press Start, and like it's had some of the biggest reveals. Like it is just a massive franchise, and no more so now than with the Prime Video show, which like was fantastic and broke all kinds of records. So it's just very odd that there isn't anything new. And I think that's what this is, right? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's a stopgap. The rest will come. On the topic of games coming to the Switch 2, though, and open world games, I guess, and older games that making the jump, Assassin's Creed Shadows was also confirmed for the console to be on the way. James, how long do you think we'll see the Switch 2 kind of being able to run these bigger, kind of more demanding games like AC Shadows?
I honestly think, I mean, not so much Series S, but more with PC. I think games are built to scale a lot better now. And I think as Xbox blurs the line between what their consoles are or are not.
Rumor is the PS6 is going to do the same thing as well, right?
And you move to tech with it, like, say, PlayStation handheld, like all of that shit. I think because of all of that, I think the Switch is going to be in quite a good position. More so than it was with the original Switch, I would argue. I mean, all the reports of Outlaws is that it was running pretty solidly, and that is a PS5 Xbox Series X game, right? Same with Chronos, and they've had updates since launch, and they've all run quite well as well. So not like
even
perfect.
Pokemon seems to be running okay on it.
I mean, I don't think that's a surprise, given Scarlet and Violet ran pretty well on Switch 2. But yes, I know what you're saying.
Wasn't it Arceus that was running like Arceus?
Did Arceus? No, I don't think. Did Arceus get an update? Anyway, my point is, I think that it will be pretty consistent, and I think the install base will probably help that along for people making games. So
yeah. I am interested to see what I guess like the reaction from PlayStation is, because I kind of envy the fact that like a Switch, it's the same game when it's docked versus handheld. Increasingly Xbox is kind of headed in that direction too. Like if you've got one of the handheld gaming PCs and a desktop PC at home, or your Xbox Series X, that kind of thing. Like I love that the save and that experience kind of moves with you, and I do envy that a fair amount, kind of being a primary PlayStation player. And there's things like this that like I've put, I don't know how many tens of hours of Assassin's Creed Shadows into my PlayStation. For me to kind of like just abandon that save and like pick it up fresh in the Switch for the sake of like playing it on the go, it kind of sucks. Like I wish there was a way for me to kind of carry that progress over. But I guess that day will come, assuming I get the right hardware. Speaking of updates too, I had one last one I wanted to cover off, which I thought was interesting. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, which truthfully is a game I forgot happened, is getting an update December 5th, adding both a third-person mode and a new Game Plus option. Have either of you played the game? I seem to remember one of you playing a bit.
I reviewed it.
You reviewed it, that's right.
Yeah. I didn't personally mind that it didn't have third person, but Shannon wouldn't shut up about it. So now they've catered to everyone.
Because I previewed it. Correct.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes sense. Why not?
Feels a bit late.
Feel like this game didn't do well. I don't think though, sales wise.
But
so
I think
why
it's
not
going to
do
be
this
like
for
an
the
it
next-
feels like a bit of a last ditch attempt.
I feel like they can drop these content updates every time James Cameron shits out a sequel. So like it's kind of this like evergreen product for them, which I guess is what this is, right?
And there's nothing else to consume really in the Avatar world, to my knowledge. So
I think like toys, and you can go on the ride if you happen to be Disneyland. But that's about it.
I mean, you can do all at once. You can do everything at once. Play your Switch on the ride with your toys.
There's probably some art installation in Singapore or something, but that's probably the extent of it all. So
I must admit, it does make me curious to dive in and kind of give it a go. I can't say like, a third person's kind of winning me over, but just like the kind of re-entering the news cycle in the way that this has enabled it to. I remember you talking about it feeling a bit kind of Far Cry-like. That definitely speaks to me. And I do think something has to be said about the perspective and like putting out new trailers from that third-person perspective. Really like hammers home, this is an Avatar game. Look, you can see the Na'vi. Like it's not this first-person perspective where that might have been a little bit lost.
The traversal was very good, and I think you'll be able to kind of feel that a bit better if you see your character moving like that through the wind and shit. So
yeah, Yeah.
But yeah, that's enough we can say on that topic. Let's move on.
I agree. I think you're right. I have a rapid fire question to get us to the end of the show and what the wiki as well. Wait, what the wiki? Without Brody here.
No, it was I've prepped it.
You're a star, James. Well done.
I know.
Rapid fire question first. It looks like the key art and map for the big Simpsons crossover in Fortnite has leaked online. We're apparently getting Homer, Marge, and even Bart and Lisa in exoskeletons. Am I reading this right? Plus, the map is set to transform into Springfield, complete with spots like the nuclear power plant and Moe's Tavern. Set to completely transform. Pretty sick. Shannon, I think it's fair to assume this is reason enough for you to reinstall Fortnite.
Correct. I purchased my Ghostface skin last week.
God.
The Simpsons is dropping, and James has said he's going to play with me. So it's a triple win for Shani.
Are we all jumping in and playing Fortnite together? It's just an
episode of lies from Shannon this episode, isn't it?
James, will you play Fortnite with the two of us?
I wouldn't be caught dead in Fortnite, Ewan. I'm sorry. It's just not my vibe. I appreciate... I mean, they're just skins. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the game.
No, the map... You didn't listen. That's turning into Springfield.
Cool.
I mean, it's just...
Same game.
That's reskinned in other ways, yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad you've got something to look forward to, Shannon, but it's not for me. It's a no for me.
I'm not going to pretend
like
it's
alone,
not...
So...
Yeah, I've got my gorilla skins to use, so I'll jump in as 2D and
so
run around.
So you got Ewan with his gorilla skins, Shannon just said.
Ewan says he'll play with me, but then I'll see him online with his friends, so I can see what's going to happen.
Battlefield is just always calling.
I had to play with Clarzy and Kimber. Anyway,
fictional names produced. I'm gonna hold you to it, Shannon. Once this drops, I'm gonna message you. We're gonna play it together. Fantastic. I might surprise you. All right, let's play What the Wiki, the Press Start podcast game show where the previous week's winner reads part of a Wikipedia page for an unknown game, and we, the contestants, must guess the game. A point is awarded for each correct guess, with the round concluding after someone's bagged themselves 2 points. Last week, that was Brody, who jumped up equal footing with you, James. Before you answered the trivia question correctly and reclaimed first place. So you're on 33 points in first. Brody is in second on 32. I'm in third on 30 points. Shannon, you're in fourth on 24, and Harry is bringing up the rear on 6. Now, Brody was meant to be hosting today, but had technical difficulties before the start of the show, so hasn't been able to join us. But James, I think you've prepared something in his stead. And did I just see a message from you that you need a trivia question as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's only fair, but that's okay. You can
try and cobble together a trivia question. I don't want to be trying to do that though while
you're competing.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So there is 2 themes running through these games. So let's see who can guess them.
Wow.
Maybe.
Okay.
I know, very dynamic. Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
In this game, players take control of an ordinary blank that wields various firearms to navigate a suburban environment. The game is primarily a sandbox experience where players can explore the world, interact with objects, and engage in combat with NPCs, including local residents and agents attempting to capture the player. The player's primary ability is using guns, of which it has a multitude of weapons. Blah, 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 blah. While the game's tone is humorous and chaotic, it also includes stealth elements, allowing the player character to sneak past enemies or set up ambushes. This is not very... The player controls a squirrel that wields a gun as it escapes a secret underground facility and... Shannon?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
No.
I was like, is Conker a squirrel? The same thought came to my mind.
I had another one, and then, yeah.
The game takes inspiration from the Yakuza franchise and Shadow of Colossus, as it has been compared to games such as Untitled Goose Game and Goat Simulator. Story.
This game is.
It's a very like literal name. A grey squirrel breaks into a top secret lab. Yes, Shannon.
Squirrel with a gun.
It is Squirrel with a gun.
Okay, I've not heard of this game.
Yeah, okay.
Squirrel with a gun. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Coming out on Switch 2 next month. Big port's
Oh
coming.
my
Yeah.
god. Okay. 60% off on Steam right now.
It's literally about a squirrel with a gun.
Yep.
Okay. This game is a game with a main character who is a genius inventor, but also a mouse who has created advances in spark technology. She is a hollower, a member of a guild dedicated to
Shannon.
studying the. Oh, I don't know.
I reckon I was first there. Roll back the tape.
What do we do in this situation? I don't know what to do.
Me,
Definitely came out of my mouth before I heard Shannon, but
James knows.
lag being what it is, I don't know.
It's a big
Why
decision.
don't you both yell out a number, and the closer to the number.
Okay.
Did you have a gut instinct, James?
I heard you in first, but like,
All right,
I don't
that
know.
sounds good to me.
No, Shannon.
Go for it. Nah, you'll have to live with this if you're wrong.
I mean, what if I'm wrong?
Let's hurry up.
Is it Mina the Hollower?
It is Mina the Hollower. Congrats, Ewan.
let's. I'll wait for the playback.
Are these rogue
I know Ewan's
Final
gonna be
Fantasy,
honest.
not Final Fantasy, Fancy Critic picks?
No.
Is that one?
Okay, this game is a rubber hose style 2.5D first person shooter game that features cartoon style gunfights. Journalists have compared it, have said that it appears to be a mix of Cuphead and other first person shooter titles. The game
Shannon.
will be released.
Oh,
Yes, Shannon.
Mouse PI.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pay that.
Considering I was robbed, I feel like
No. So they're all games about rodents, but also all games coming out in the next 3 months or 6 months or something.
there you go.
Love
exciting.
Well, Shannon, you were victorious in the end. It's okay. I only just claimed a point along the way. Gets you up to 26 points. So climbing up the ranks. And you'll be hosting next week. Do you have a trivia question for James?
I do.
Okay, here we
No, scared.
go.
It's going to be rude. I can tell.
So you can pick between Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil Code Veronica. They're your two topics.
Is it the remake or of Resi 2 or
Let's just pick a fucking. I don't know.
Let's go. I'm going to go Code Veronica.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Scared.
Where's the question gone?
Make it hard.
In the beginning of Code Veronica, Claire is being held in a cell. What hereditary disease does her captor suffer from? I mean, how do I find the answer to this as well? Oh no.
I know what
He's
it is.
thinking. I've never seen him think so hard that he has to click at the same time. But if you heard that, that's what that was.
What's it called? It's the one that like the royal family has that they always use at school. It's like, oh
Big ears.
no, it's
One word.
The royal family has.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys did a lot of science, but they always use this as an example
No.
for like inheriting genes. It's like something.
Pretty common. Like,
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. Can I Google it? I know what it is. I just don't know.
no, it's
Well,
it's
Would
do
you
with-
accept a description of like what it is?
You have to give him the hemostatic medicine
Sure.
because he has.
yes, correct.
Wow. Okay.
Surely I get the point for that.
Oh,
Hemo.
Hemophilia.
Well done. Correct.
done. There we
Good.
go.
And his name is Juan.
That is not listed here, so I don't know. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
That-
No, he's not. His name's Rodrigo. Dock the point. His middle name is Juan.
All right,
Well
I've
done.
got a Resident Evil question here. Just seeing as I asked AI to try and come up with a hard one. I'm not convinced this is that hard, but let's see.
Is this for a point? I got a
No,
point.
no points up for grabs yet. This is just shits and gigs.
Okay.
You can have exactly one shit and one gig. In the original Resident Evil or its 2002 remake, the Keeper's Diary file documents The Keeper's Diary file documents an RK laboratory researcher's transformation into a zombie, famously ending with Itchy Tasty. In his final deteriorating entry, he mentions his girlfriend by name. What is her name?
Alma.
Are you sure you're confident in that answer, James? You answered
I'm
very
scared.
quickly.
Oh, yeah. Is it? No, I was going to say Alma. I feel like it's Alma.
Alma? It's Ada.
No, really?
I mean,
Wow,
that's
really...
if AI is correct, and I should double check.
I feel like... Wait. Keeper's Diary.
The Keeper's Diary. Yeah.
Because Ada is obviously...
If you're still listening, we're just now Googling random Resident Evil trivia. Okay, James, you look that up while I do the outro. With that, it has been... Let's bring it down to what was this week's episode of the Press Start podcast. Subscribe to us on Listen or the podcast service of your choice. Follow us at press.au and visit the site at pressstart.com.au. We've been joined today by Shannon.
Yeah, you can follow me at Shannon Grixty on everything.
Also joining us today was James.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at JamesATJMZ and also on Blue Sky under my name, James Berich.
Botched that?
Yeah, so Ada is in another note later on. That's Ada from Resi 2. Like, that's the link there.
Right.
But this one is Nancy. So I would have got it wrong anyway. But yeah.
So in an effort to make a really hard question, it got it wrong. You've outsmarted AI. Well done, James. I've been your host, Ewan. You can follow me on socials at Ewan_Roxburgh. We'll be back again next week. But until then, happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.